Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where in the world you are and what time you're listening. Today I'm going to do a 10-minute talk on period aches and discomforts. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Rosa. I am a women's health and nutrition coach certified through the IWHI. I've worked with women with hormonal issues for the last 3 years, and I myself have endometriosis, so I've spent many hours researching endometriosis and hormones. I've tried to compile as much information as I can in the next 9 minutes. If I speak a little fast, please don't hesitate in commenting and asking questions below or shooting me DMs. I'll try to answer those as fast as I can. So let's jump right in. What I usually ask my clients, the first thing is, what is your diet like? I'm sure you've heard that before. And I know that many women with, for example, endometriosis follow the endometriosis diet. I find that the endometriosis diet doesn't work. And I'm going to be perfectly blunt because I don't want women wasting time trying to figure out how to deal with their hormonal health. I find that specific diets made specifically for you work best. So identifying what your intolerances are and eliminating those from your diet and introducing nutrient-dense food is the way to go. So the main intolerances are gluten, dairy, soy, and sugar. You're probably looking at me funny. Yes, you can be intolerant to sugar, and most probably you are. Not only does it have a huge effect on the body, it also has a huge effect on mental health. So please look into that if you're struggling with any type of chronic illness or mental health issues. I also want to just add in that if you take all of these tips into consideration and you try some of them or all of them, but you still drink alcohol, please don't come to me and complain that my tips aren't working, because alcohol is detrimental on health in general, but especially, Jesus, I can't talk today, especially on endometriosis and period aches and discomforts. So next thing is sleep. How are you sleeping? Are you sleeping 7 to 8 hours every night? Are you getting up a lot in the middle of the night? Do you fall asleep at a decent hour? If you're having sleep issues, I would highly recommend taking melatonin. Melatonin is a natural hormone. And it's sleep inducing. But also there is a very interesting study done on women with endometriosis that found that women with endometriosis that take 9 milligrams of melatonin every night decrease their prescription pain medication by 80%. That is a large percentage, and I can vouch for it because I myself found that I decreased my prescription morphine for my period pains drastically after starting melatonin. So please look into that as well. I know that in the States you can get that over the counter. If you're in Europe, you might have to go to your doctor for it. I'd be happy to send you the study that this information is based on that you can show to your doctor. That's what I did because she didn't believe me at first. But anyway, got my melatonin. Now over to actually addressing how to deal with the actual aches and discomforts, because I know that avoiding them altogether is really hard, almost impossible. But there are things that you can do when they first hit you. The first thing I do when I feel my period coming on is I take frankincense and copaiba internally, either under the tongue or in like a little gel capsule. And what that does is that frankincense is an anti-inflammatory. It also does wonders on mental health, so it helps me deal with the emotional side of the pains. And also copaiba, because copaiba works similar to CBD in the way that it works on the endocannabinoid system. So it helps alleviate the different aches. You can try it for pretty much anything. If you have any type of ache, whether it's in your stomach or if it's your head or neck or wrists, anything that's aching, please try copaiba, because Not only I, but a lot of people that I've spoken to have very good effects of copaiba. So give that a try, especially if you've tried CBD and it hasn't worked, give copaiba a try. Now, the third oil that I'm obsessed with when it comes to my periods is rosemary. Rosemary is the goddess of all menstruating women. And I know that a lot of women in the oil world prefer Claricom to rosemary, but if I had to choose between the two, I would choose rosemary because I find that just a few seconds after applying it to my abdomen with a carrier oil, it's already alleviated some of my pains. And it gives off this, it's kind of hard to explain the kind of warmth it gives off, but it gives off this warmth that just seems so soothing to my muscles and to my uterus, and seems to help that part just relax a little bit. I do use Claricom as well, but I use that every day on my ankles. And the reason for that is that Claricom contains something called Vitex, which comes from the chasteberry tree, which has shown remarkable effects on female hormones, especially progesterone. I don't know if you call it progesterone or progesterone, but I call it progesterone. So remarkable effects on progesterone. I also use some of the calming oils to deal with, we were talking about a little bit about the emotional sides to chronic illness or to illnesses in general. I find that using oils like lavender and serenity help me deal with the anxiety that's associated with period pains. I know from an endometriosis perspective, when I get crippling pains, I just visualize my whole life collapsing and becoming what it used to be. If you don't know anything about my story, I was bedridden for a year, and I was in bed up to 23 hours a day, just in bed, just doing nothing, not even reading or wanting to watch a series or anything, just in pain, chronic fatigue, all of it. And so when I experience crippling pains again, I see myself falling back into that, and it's terrifying. It's so scary, and anyone that has gotten out of a bedridden state will tell you that that anxiety is something we live with. And in order to soothe that, I find that using these calming oils, also Roman chamomile, so lavender, serenity, Roman chamomile, they help me deal with the anxiety that's associated with my pains. I think that's it for this time. I managed to keep it to 8 minutes. I'm really impressed with myself. And as I said, please let me know if you have any questions or shoot me a DM, and I'll talk to you real soon. I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.